Assalamu alaikum. My name is Faiz, and 5 years ago, I got married. That's approximately 1,825 days of me learning that I am not always right, even when I absolutely know that I am right. Now, according to the standards set by the internet, I may even call myself a marriage expert at this point. But jokes aside, over these past 5 years, I have learned some really valuable lessons in marriage, mostly from wise people around me. And today I would love to share five of them with you. Whether you're newly married, about to get married, or just trying to figure out if that expensive vacation is going to fix your relationship, this video is for you. So let's get started. Lesson 1: Understanding and fulfilling each other's rights. Now, before you start Googling, what are my spouse's rights, and end up on some questionable Reddit thread, let me help you out. The ideal approach to learn your spouse's rights is to consult a local reputable scholar in person. Yes, I did mention in person, but if you are too scared or shy to do that, I recommend this book, A Gift to the Husband and Wife by Maulana Muhammad Ashraf Ali Thanvi. May Allah have mercy on him. It is packed with practical wisdom that can strengthen your marriage, and it is much more reliable than a random guy on YouTube trying to give advice who's been married for just the past 5 years. Now, I know sitting down with a book might seem overwhelming to some, so I leave you with this thought for starters. In today's world, there are a lot of questions being raised about traditional roles in marriage, but our perfect deen of Islam has given the husband and the wife their own unique set of responsibilities. The husband has a role and the wife has a role in marriage. When each spouse embraces their roles, it's like pieces of puzzles fitting perfectly together. And we all know a puzzle cannot be complete when the pieces do not complement each other. Lesson 2: Small everyday gestures matter more than occasional grand events. Let's talk about what makes a marriage strong. Today, social media is filled with posts that show us elaborate surprises, extravagant gifts, and picture perfect vacation moments, also known as hashtag couple goals. But the reality is, these things are not the things that make a marriage strong. The truth is, grand gestures are nice, but they are not the daily glue that hold a relationship together. Speaking of glue, trying to fix a relationship with grand gestures is like trying to fix a broken pair of glasses with duct tape instead of glue. It might get the job done for some time, but it's not a long term solution. The real strength of marriage comes from the daily glue, which are the tiny everyday acts of kindness. For instance, making sure to say a heartfelt Jazakallah khair or thank you whenever your spouse does anything for you, or avoiding making fun of them in ways they do not like, or simply making them a cup of coffee when you make one for yourself, keeping in mind how they like it. These are just a few examples, but these small everyday actions can create an atmosphere of warmth and connection at home that no grand event can replace. Lesson 3: Conflict is natural, handle it with wisdom. While small gestures strengthen your connection, no marriage is without its challenges. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship. The goal here is not to avoid disagreements entirely, which is next to impossible, but to deal with them with wisdom when they arise. In case a conflict ends up in a vocal argument, then remember, you do not need to have the final word. Our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reminded us to the effect, the strong is not the one who overcomes the people by his strength, but the strong is the one who controls himself while in anger. During heated arguments that sometimes turn into shouting matches, step back, pause, and think, am I just trying to win over my spouse, or am I trying to understand them? What does winning even mean? Because both of you are in the same team. Trust me, winning an argument and sleeping on the couch isn't really winning. Lesson 4: Prioritize daily time together. Once the honeymoon phase ends, you'll find your days filling up faster than you ever imagined. Between work deadlines, children's needs, and trying to remember if you actually ate lunch today, it's easy to let time with your spouse slip away. But here's the thing, if you don't actively prioritize time with your spouse, the distance between both of you can grow before you even realize it. Therefore, set aside daily dedicated time with each other. It may be as little as 20 minutes a day. It could be as simple as having breakfast together without any devices or taking a short walk in the evenings. Additionally, plan an activity with both of you can enjoy together. Maybe it is cooking a meal together, taking a hike, or even just sitting down with a cup of tea and discussing random stuff like why does daylight saving even exist? And finally, lesson 5, build a shared long term vision. Marriage is more than just living together, it is about building a life together. One of the most important lessons that I learned is to have a shared vision between the spouses. When both spouses align their goals, this creates a sense of unity that strengthens the relationship. It is like two cars heading in the same direction. You don't have to worry about them hitting each other and can go full speed. Of course, make sure this vision aligned with Islamic teachings. When we keep our vision within the bounds of the Sharia, we are not just pleasing Allah, but we are also living in harmony with our natural disposition, that is fitra, and this leads to genuine happiness. The question is, how and where do we start building this shared vision? Now, as awkward as this might feel, believe me, this is going to help you in the long term. Sit with your spouse and have an open conversation about things like what kind of spiritual atmosphere do we want to create at home? How can we make our home a place which brings all the people inside of it closer to Allah? For those who have children, this conversation will naturally lead to how do we want to raise our kids. The core idea of this practice is to create a home that is based on Islamic principles, regardless of our family situation. Once you have this foundation laid out, the next step is to create daily, weekly, and monthly activities that align with this vision. Let me share something that has transformed my own marriage. We started a daily Taaleem session about 5 years ago. It's simple. Every day we sit together for anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes, reading and reflecting on Hadith, the blessed words of our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This consistent practice has given us small practical steps to grow as a better Muslim, which aligns with our shared vision to get closer to Allah in all stages of our life. This brings me to something very important before we wrap up. Marriage isn't always going to be perfect, and that's okay. Some days we are going to be an amazing husband or wife, and other days, well, let's just say we are working on it. But the most important thing is always trying to get better for the sake of Allah. Each of these lessons, honoring each other's rights, practicing daily small acts of kindness, handling conflict with wisdom, prioritizing time together, and building a shared vision, have helped me in my marriage. I know that these lessons might not be perfect, but I just hope that these lessons might have sparked some ideas inside of you or might just have reminded you what really matters in your relationship. If you found this video helpful, signal that to me with a like and leave your thoughts or even lessons from your own marriage in the comment section below. Let's learn and grow together. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.